Welcome to the Medical and Health Information Literacy tutorial. This is Layal Hnaini from Saab Medical Library. We've discussed before how to go about the foreground question. Now let's apply it into one of the medical bibliographic databases, MEDLINE OVID. Let's take the topic of nutrition disorders in Arab countries. Now remember, the steps on to going around a foreground question is breaking down the topic into concepts, searching each concept alone for its mesh, and then combining the different meshes using Boolean operators. So, if I am to go about this, I would be going into MEDLINE OVID, where not the first three, but any of these databases. The difference between them is among the dates. The first one represents the largest amount of years. So I can either click on the tick box, checkbox, and then click OK, or simply click on it directly. We said that this is a mesh database, and thus we'll be looking into mesh searching. However, it says here keywords. How's that? It is because I have here map term to subject heading clicked. So whatever I key in, it would map me automatically to the mesh, if there. How would I go about it? Would I go nutrition disorders and then AND it with Arab countries, capital AND, to differentiate between Boolean operators and English and or? MEDLINE can understand and or not as Booleans. So would I go like this? No. If I did this, how would MEDLINE understand the different concepts and thus map each one of them into its right mesh? I will go nutrition disorder by itself, each concept alone. Click enter or search. This would take me to a list of suggested meshes. The ones that are hyperlinked in blue are the meshes, and the ones that are here always are keywords. If I want to go into the mesh tree of nutrition disorder, all I have to do is click there. As you can see, the first column represents the explode, the wow of the medical databases, and the second one represents the focus. I scroll down until I see the mesh tree selected in blue. Since I want all the concepts or the meshes that are underneath nutrition disorders, all I have to do is explode. Hence, select the first checkbox, which represents the explode. And then I click continue. I'm not going to focus at this stage or limit my searches to the articles that are heavily talking about nutrition disorder or any of the narrower meshes. As I mentioned before, each mesh has its list of subheadings. This is a disorder, so it's the same among all the disorders. But my topic is not about prevention and control of nutrition disorders in Arab countries, it's about nutrition disorders in general. So I can click include all subheadings or not click it. It's as if I'm selecting all the subheadings. And then I click continue. By that, I have selected nutrition disorder as a mesh. The backslash here represents a mesh. EXP represents the explode. Hence, I have took all the articles that are talking about nutrition disorders or any of the narrower meshes. I perform the same for Arab countries. So if I key in Arabs to save on time, I have the Arabs. Do I have the Arab countries enlisted underneath it? Let's go there. I scroll down until I see it highlighted in blue, but I see no countries. Why? If I'm not sure, I come to the scope and read more about it. Members of Semitic people inhabiting, so it's not talking about the countries. Instead of me going back, I can click search and it takes me to the first or the main page. Then I click our countries to see. Would this map me to the right meshes? Again, there's no mesh called Arab countries. However, I have a mesh which is called Middle East. If I click there, would I get the countries, the Arab countries that are in Middle East? Yes. I have Bahrain, Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Syria, United Arab Emirates, and Yemen. From here on, I can select the meshes alone, or I can explode Middle East, and then when I combine using the Boolean operator with the nutrition disorders, manually remove what's not talking about Middle East, which is the articles that are talking about nutrition disorders and Afghanistan or Turkey or Israel or Iran. Or I can simply select the Arab countries. With the selection of Middle East, it's like the example of hypertension not in females. Maybe the article is talking about Middle East and Arab countries. And thus, I click continue. At this stage, when I clicked continue, while I was looking for nutrition disorders, I got the subheadings page. Now, because I'm selecting multiple meshes at a time, MEDLINE wouldn't be able to track which subheading for each mesh, and thus, it would not give me the option to do the subheadings. If I want to do that, I would be looking for each mesh alone. Now I have both concepts. How would I combine them? And then and. But wait! These are not the only Arab countries. Let me try Egypt. From Egypt, I can scroll down and see that Africa Northern represents all Arab countries. So I can do the following. If I select this or not select it, the number of results will be the same. However, if I keep Egypt, I'll be missing the subheadings page. If I remove Egypt, I'll be going into the subheadings page, which I'm not gonna select any. I can go further into the Arab countries. How I can know about the other countries? Using other geographic, for example, databases. Sudan is another Arab country. I go down. So I'm going from the narrower mesh to the broader mesh. Like in Egypt. Now, Somalia, Djibouti. I might select Africa Eastern or not. In the case of Middle East, I selected it because most of the meshes were about Arab countries, which are underneath Middle East. Okay, there's still Comoros. Which I know it's the only mesh. I can select include all subheadings from this stage and continue. The only meshes that have nothing underneath them for sure are the countries. So I go around without exploding them. And then there's Mauritania. To finish up my results of the Arab countries. And then again, include all subheadings and continue. Now, how would I combine? Oh, where did number 1 and 2 disappear? See the expand here? You just click it, so they would appear. How would I go about combining the two different concepts? I have multiple ways. Way number 1 is select everything, unselect the concept number 1, or to get the Arab concept, and then select number 1 and 7 and end it. And I will be getting 2,636 articles that are talking about nutrition disorders and Arab countries. Or I can do the following. Come here and write 1 and open brackets because I have a combination of Boolean operators, or 3, or 4, or 5, or 6. And then again, I'll be getting 2,636. Way number 3, and that's offered by MEDLINE only, or backslash 2 through 7. What if I said I wanted to know about this concept in aged people? I go to the limits and then additional limits, which shows me not only the age group, but also the journal subset, the languages, animal types, the status, the subject subsets, the OVID filters MEDLINE, and the years published. Now I want aged people, so I go to the age group and select all aged 65 and over. And I click limit the search from up or down. By default, if you notice, the last subset is selected. You can come and select any subset. So instead of 2,636, I got 469 results.